Good morning, everybody. Baby Louie will be starting the show in just a second. Where's my camera? Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I never show I never show off Baby Louie, so I figured today we'll start off with Baby Louie. That's what I wake up to every single morning. Morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. He's so I got two of these and two Scottish folds. So two miniature Persians and two Scottish folds. But that's baby Louie. The other one is Bonnie. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. See, today you thought you were going into a trading show. You're going into a fluffy kitten show. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing great. Happy Friday. We'll be starting in just a minute. Let me say hello to everybody here. That is Baby Louie in the flesh. Baby Louie in the flesh. And please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and the like button. And please join our channel. Just subscribe to our channel. You'll be notified immediately every time we go live. But I thought it'd be nice to show you Baby Louie this morning. He gets jealous because Clyde gets all the love. Stephen, Vernon, Lydia, Ivano, Devin, Vertuvian, James, Sergey, George, Candy, Michael, Deborah, Jay Blazer, Jason, Ira, Javad, Moondog, Matt, David, Dave, Harry, Eagle Beagle. Hey, Eagle Beagle. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Dave, Wayne, Robert, HG, Jill. Good morning, Jill. The Sassy Trainer, Dave, Jeff, John, Brian, Justin, Wade, Richard, Illinois Grain Farmer, Mike, C. Fazio, Arnulfo, Papa Burgundy's in the house. We got to have Papa Burgundy in the house. Jody, Robert, John, Barry. Hey, Barry, thanks for that nice email. Barry got that booklet, Trade Like a Bookie, that I recommended to everybody. He was able to get the older version. Brings back so many memories, Barry. Rod, Tom, Stan, Don, Michael, Thomas, Junior. Junior is in the house. Victor, Ruth, Brian, Solaire, Wesley, Piet DeBrock, Gregory, William, Kevin, Walt, Henry, Rihanna, Sean, Kenny, Justin, Mark, Tom, Genevieve, Shamez, Hopium, CJ, Robert, Naples fan, Kevin, Stacy, Jesse, Scotty, David, Mike, Karen, I haven't heard from you in a few weeks. I hope you're okay. You got to keep the shark reputation going. Stefan, Coach, Tom, Tamara. Good morning, Tamara. Krish, Omar. Good morning, Omar. RP from Spain. Oh yeah. Charlene, Bob. Good morning, Bob. Send me an update when you can, Bob. I wanted to just know how things are back home. Justin, Frank, William. Good morning, William. Thanks for that nice email yesterday. I got a lot of nice emails yesterday. And by the way, I also got a lot of really nice emails about those morning stocks that I've been giving you, the small caps. So I'm just going to keep giving them to you, okay? Starting actually with right now. Julian, Duzzy, Kathleen, good morning. Before we begin, the best thing I could do, first thing is, please make sure you're watching at 1080p. You got to go to the gearbox right here and make sure you're not on auto. The Ethernet sometimes misfires, and you want to be at 1080p. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Bugs. Good morning, Stefan. Kathleen, Duzzy, Bill. Good morning, everybody. And then, if you don't mind, if I'm helpful to you, please give us a thumbs up. I gave myself a thumbs up just now. I don't know if I'm allowed to or not, but I'm doing it anyway. And that's that. Okay. All right. You like this? You love the small caps. That's great. That's great. That's terrific. And I give them nice and early. So here are the small caps for today. Okay. Let me give them to you right now. It is PPSI. We want PPSI during the regular day session to trade above 550. 550 is our alert. And I don't know if any of them are going to hit or if none of them are going to hit, and I don't really care, and I'm not going to be watching them. I'm just going to set alerts. PGen, about 415, we're out here, 410, 415. And PMNT, watch this one carefully. You want to make sure it's above the 200-day. So you want to make sure it's at least above 90, somewhere right here. I gave all of these a little bit of extra room because they can move. And if they're going to move, I want them to move. Okay. Now, in case you're curious how I pick these stocks, I use my charting. I use 31 years of charting experience. I use high volume and I use levels. So three things. I use incredibly high volume. Like right now, that PPSI, it's got 45,000 times its average volume. So that means crazy shit, excuse my French, crazy shit is happening to these stocks, okay? Like craziness. And then you have to line up the technicals. So it's not just the volume, it's not just the levels, it's combination of levels, volume, and technicals. And the technicals is the hardest part. That takes you a couple of years to get down. So now you know. So crazy volume, not high volume, Meshuggah volume, like crazy volume, like volume. Like something is happening to this company that's never happened before. Technical levels and price levels. Three things. The same things I use for all of my other things. Okay? Just in a little different way. And I don't watch these during the day or it would just drive me crazy. So PPSI above 550, PGen above 415, and PMNT above 90 cents. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, now you know. There's no secrets here. I don't. If you ever hear me say this is a black box system, stop listening to me. Okay, stop listening to me. There's no such thing as a black box system. Okay. Black box system means the guy who's trading it doesn't know what he's doing or he just doesn't want to tell you. Okay. Fed data today. We got a lot of Fed data today, but based on what I've seen, this is important and this is a really good explanation. Me writing this on a piece of paper would be useless. It would take too long. So we've seen the CPI number is not as bad as yesterday's PPI number, right? Okay. Well, 99.9% of the time, unless it's a direct to consumer or it's a commodity, the producer is going to take it up the chin much faster than the consumer. As a matter of fact, there was an interesting article. I didn't want to post this article because it was a little bit political and it was trying to take a jab at Trump. So I didn't want to post it because I know we have a lot of people who love Donald Trump. So I'm not going to do that. But the article was very interesting because it was talking about how much impact the producers absorb versus how much consumers absorb. And it was published by Goldman Sachs. It wasn't like this wasn't like some Mickey Mouse outfit. And what they were saying it was that the producer takes about a third and the consumer takes about 2/3, but the consumer always takes it in the chin much later. So here's why am I talking about all of this? Well, the retail sales usually impacts the consumer. And if the consumer hasn't felt it yet, as we saw earlier this week, then I don't think it'll make its way into the retail sales report because it hasn't made its way into the consumer. I think it's going to make its way into the consumer by October, November, okay? End of September, early October. That's when I'm seeing the consumer start getting it up the chin. But it is impacting PPI. It is impacting the producer. There's no question about that. We know that. I mean, look at this, 2.6, 3.7. There's no question about that. 2.7 versus 4. So the question is it going to impact the retailer? And I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Somebody will write them down. Crete mania. Somebody will write them down. Somebody always writes them down. That's right, Coach Ruben. The 8-day EMA always wins. All right. So my point is, I don't think retail sales is going to be that bad because the CPI wasn't that bad. And usually the CPI becomes bad after the PPI becomes bad because obviously the producer who has to sell it to the consumer gets hit first. So I don't think retailer is going to be feeling it much, if all. At least that's what I'm hoping for. We also have industrial production. This will be important. I don't think consumer sentiment, business inventories, and import and export and Empire State are going to have any impact. I think it's going to be the retail sale report and industrial production. I think by the time we get to consumer sentiment, it's going to be an afterthought. Okay? Um, yeah, if you send me an email, I'll share it with you. I mean, it's I pretty much told you the impact. And again, I don't want to post anything that's going to be taken as it was basically an argument between the guy in Goldman Sachs and Trump's administration and Trump, and it made Trump look like he's arguing. And I just don't want it's not it doesn't help us. It doesn't help us to argue about politics. It doesn't do us any good. It just makes us all angry. Okay. All right, crude oil. Crude oil looks like it's coming back. It didn't want to break down. This is good. This is good. Crude oil is coming back up. It's stabilizing. Because remember, one of the reasons why crude oil goes down is when the economy really slows down, and we don't want to see that. So I like the fact that it's staying in this range, and it seems to be it's going to be staying between 70 and 60 for the foreseeable future, but probably between 65 and 70 for the foreseeable future. But this just stabilizes it. Hey, Richard, I was going to email. If I didn't hear from you today, I was going to email you. I didn't see you last few days. Are you okay? Richard from Puente Gorda. Are you okay? Everything good with you? You were missing in action. We all missed you here. We all missed you here. Okay, so I'll talk about the catalyst in just 1 second. I'll talk about the catalyst in just 1 second. China is just kind of chilling here. It's still above the 8-day. I wouldn't be shorting the casino stocks right now. Okay, would not be doing any of that. Wouldn't be doing any of that. Okay. Gold is still at this level. Gold, again, too much uncertainty right now. Too much uncertainty. I would not be liquidating gold ahead of the meeting with Trumpster and Putin. I would not be doing that. I think that's just a fundamental mistake. I don't think anything is going to work out. B, I think gold is still maintaining its uptrend, and we have higher lows, and it is holding the 100-day moving average right now. And we're also seeing some gold companies, not physical gold companies start moving up. Somebody sent me an interesting email yesterday. I always like interesting emails, and I take extra time answering those emails. Customer service, I just skip them by. But interesting emails, I love. Somebody asked me, Roger, why is there such a big difference sometimes between gold and gold miners? Because gold miners is a private, you're looking at companies. And gold, you're looking at the physical asset. It's like looking at crude oil and looking at Chevron Mobil. Obviously over time, over a period of quarters, they will be very correlated. But day to day, it's like trying to gauge gold with interest rates. It just doesn't move. It just doesn't move minute by minute. You understand? It's like me saying, why doesn't crude oil and ExxonMobil move together? I mean, they just don't. I mean, they move similarly, but they don't move together. Yeah. Now, speaking of the meeting, I don't think Richard. Okay, I'm so sorry to hear that, Richard. So sorry to hear that. I hope you're feeling better, man. From what I understand, it's the most painful experience a human being can have. From what I've heard, it's the most excruciating experience a person can have. So I am so sorry, Richard. I'm so sorry about what you're going through. Now, I'm going to get through the commodities in just a minute, and we're going to get into the meat and the potatoes. But I don't think the catalyst is going to be, I don't think the meeting is going to be a catalyst for today. I don't think we're going to find anything out till this weekend. So as much as I would like to put the catalyst of their meeting into the mixer, I don't think we're going to find out anything till Monday. Oh, good. I'm so happy to hear that, Richard. I'm so happy to hear that because my wife's best friend had it, or one of her best friends had it, and she said it was the worst pain she's ever had in her life. And I know an attorney. I didn't like this attorney. He's dead now. I hated this guy. He had kidney stones, but I heard it was the worst experience ever. Anyways, let's continue. So gold, I would not be. A, we haven't broken the 100-day moving average. B, good morning, Angie. Good morning, Kirk. Good morning. So I think it's at 3 or 3:30. I don't know what time it is at 3 or 3:30. Is it? Ukraine, is it like Russian time? Then it would be like closer to now. But the point is, I think the only catalyst we're going to get from the market is a caution ahead of the meeting. Caution. That's about it. I don't think it's going to be a direct catalyst today. Yeah, hang in there, Richard. Hang in there. Hang in there, buddy. Bond market. Bond market's breaking down. Now, we're at a very interesting spot for the bond market. And the bond market's been going down since actually the bond market's been going straight down yesterday all day. Look at this. We went up yesterday a little bit and then we cooled off. And if you look here, we're coming off as I expected. We're now not inside this area anymore. I would be watching the 50-day for support. That's about 86.70. That's just right below where we're at right here. This level right here. I'm going to put in a little alert here for all of us, okay? I love these alerts, man. I love these alerts. Bond breakdown. And I'm putting it for 1 week, okay? And I'm putting it at 86.56, okay? Right in this level right here. So I'm not liking what I'm seeing, and this does not yield stability for the market, okay? Bugs, you're funny. Does anybody know what time zone that meeting is going to be held at? Does anybody know what time zone? It would be really helpful to know the time zone. Okay. And then finally, US dollar. I was just getting to that. I don't know. So I to me, gold and US dollar are in a very similar position. They both look like they can just come right back up here. See how it's just sticking to that? Look, how it's just kind of sticking to that line that I drew right here, to that VWAP right here. So I wouldn't throw this out with I wouldn't throw the baby out with the bathwater yet. To me, gold is looking to see if it wants to break down here, and US dollar looks like it wants to break down here, but none of it has happened. If I was a betting man, I would 5 hours behind PSD. Okay. 4 hours behind ESD. Okay, so we may have okay, so wait, some people are saying Eastern. I'll have to look. But if the meeting is happening around noon, then we may 4 hours behind Eastern. Okay, then we may be able to have an answer today. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm pretty confident in what I'm about to say. I'm pretty sure the gold and US dollar are waiting for the decision of this meeting. We may have muted action. The catalyst today, Richard, may be a lack of movement. Okay, 11 a.m. Alaska time. Okay, cool. The pair is meeting today at 11:30 Alaskan time. So it's 3:30 Eastern time. Okay. So we're not going to hear anything today. So this is going to be muted. You're not going to see big action from the US dollar ahead of time. Bitcoin, I still like. I still like Bitcoin around these areas. I'd prefer it was above 121.86 right here. But if you have Bitcoin, I wouldn't be liquidating it till we're below this level right here. Okay? I would still be holding Bitcoin. Now, real quick, I just want to give you guys an update on one trade that we have in the pit. And the reason I'm telling you about this trade is because I'm more likely than not going to have to liquidate it today. It's now a hard close below the 15-day EMA. This is going to be our first loser that we're taking in since what was that? Since Lulu. Since Lulu. It was a couple of months ago. Lulu was right here. We took Lulu right here. So it's going to be our first losers in 43 days in the pit. This was our last loser right here in the pit. And then we had two more. So this is going to be our fourth loser this year. Fourth loser this year. We've had over 100 and something trades. I don't mind. I don't have a problem with taking a loss, but I'm just letting you know it had some bad news last night about a class action. I think this is causing it. So unless it starts miraculously coming right back up here, like miraculously the first hour of the day, we done with this baby. Just giving you heads up. And yes, that would be the fourth loser we took this year. I think our win rate this year is 96%. Whew. Anyway, I'm very happy about that. And I'll be talking. Speaking of well, Jason, funny that you should ask. I'm going to be talking about that today at noon. So here's my agenda for today at noon. And no, it's not going to be talking about baby Louie, although baby Louie is adorable. For anybody who's just coming in here, this is what I wake up to every morning. He sleeps next to me under the covers, this guy right here. He's a frisky rascal. And I'll tell the catalyst in a minute. So here's my agenda for VIP room today. Why I created the Pro Trader dashboard, why I rely on the Pro Trader dashboard for the pit for every minute of the day. I use the Pro Trader dashboard to trade the pit. Additions that have been made to the Pro Trader dashboard, using the Pro Trader dashboard to find short-term and long-term plays for the pit, finding the strongest stocks right now and matching them with the long-term trend. How I use the Pro Trader dashboard for swing trades, and I'll be finding some hot stocks that I may be putting in the pit together. So you'll be hearing that today. And if you want a link to the pit, just call customer service. They'll give it to you. But our win rate has been 96% this year. We've had 4 losers this year. D-Dog, Home Depot, Lulu, and maybe Roblox. And we usually have 4 to 7 trades a week. That's the pit. And I use the Pro Trader dashboard exclusively to find trades for the pit. And I'll be showing you that today for 1 hour live. Here's the link for that. I'll be showing you everything about that. Rod, you'll hear about it at noon today. That's the program where I hang out all day long. That's where Uncle Roger sits all day long in the pit. It's a Telegram channel where I broadcast trades and have you guys like sitting behind me all day long. And here is a link to Customer Service Live. Here's a link to customer. Another bite and got cut news and you can know. Yep, there you go. Here's Customer Service Live, Cam and Gustavo show. Okay, so you'll hear about you'll hear about. No, not spreads. Spreads are just bonus trades. Those are just bonus trades. We do the bonus trades in the pit when I don't have anything else to do. Okay, basically the bonus trades come when I don't see any good directional trades. Like this week. Yep. Like this week, for example, we have PPI and CPI. We have a lot of this week. We have a lot of sector rotation. So I'm doing a lot of bonus trades. And the bonus trades have just as hard, and I give you all the details for the bonus trades, and those have just as high of a win rate as the regular trades. Let's put it this way. Does anybody hate the pit? Anybody here hate the pit? Yeah, I'll talk about the pit today. I do directional trades. I do straddles, strangles, and time spreads. All my time spreads go in the pit. Those are all bonus trades. I don't need. So the numbers I just gave you, the 96% win rate, that's on the issued directional trades. The win rate on the other stuff has been right about 90, 95%. People here can tell you that. All right. Oh, the pit is fun. Yeah, that's right. The pit is fun. All right. So again, you guys have the link to Customer Service Live. And yeah, no problem, Rod. No problem. So let me continue here. So crude oil, a little stability, especially if Trump and Putin make nice. I don't think anything's going to come off today because nothing's going to happen with Zelensky's not going to agree to any annexing of land. China's still looking stable. The bond market is not looking stable, and it's going to give the stock market some heartburn today, like Roblox is giving me. Gold is still okay. I wouldn't be liquidating gold here. I wouldn't be throwing out the baby with the bathwater, especially ahead of this meeting. And both gold and US dollar are waiting to see what happens. I think US dollar is hoping to churn because there's some progress in the meeting. Now, we all know that Trump is going to 96% win rate. Love it. Thank you, Carlos. That's my vacation source. You've been on vacation trading the pit, huh? That's great. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let me put you in the testimonial. There we go. Thank you, Carlos. That's my first testimonial today. Calls or puts, underlying, all that. We go crazy in the pit, Dan. The pit is my flagship program where I spend the entire day giving you my 5 cents. That's where I'm all day long, from 9:30 to 4 o'clock. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. This is why I'm not trading. This is why I like a spread. This is why I like this. This is add this to your hot list. That's like you sitting right over my shoulder all day long. Okay. And I already told you about Bitcoin. Okay, so now what are the catalysts for today? Richard already spilled the beans, which is fine. What are the catalysts for today? Richard, do you want to just repost it or do you want me to just give it out? And you don't have to itemize everything. If you don't have to if there's more than one thing that's in the same category, don't itemize it. The point of this is to get the bigger picture, not to itemize everything. You understand? So if you have two chip stocks, or if you have Fed data, more than one Fed data, just say chip stocks, Fed data. You don't have to itemize. Okay. John says retail sales, Fed data, Fed data, Fed data, just Fed data. Trump-Putin meeting maybe in a non-catalyst kind of way. AMAT is a semiconductor. What's win rate for trading, day trading, SPY trades? James, I think it's close to 70% right now. That's a different program. That's Trading Zone Live. Matt does that one all day long. Okay, so let me get Richard's got his catalyst. Fed data. How about this? Chips, tech, consumer. I'll tell you why. Healthcare and Fed data. It's four things right here. Now, why don't you guys have consumer here? Do you remember what I told you about this little company? This little company called Salesforce? Salesforce provides internet marketing for majority of S&P 500 companies. When this company does well, it means consumer discretionary. It does well. We've talked about this many times. I've mentioned CRM. I mentioned CRM and Shopify in the same breath. And I told you that a lot of consumer mom and pop stores use Shopify. And I explained how I told you a story how we used to use Salesforce and it was too big for us. And it was a big disaster. Cam can attest to that. It was a big nightmare. But this company, when this company does well, that means S&P 500 companies are doing well. This is the biggest email marketer You know how you get emails from S&P 500 companies? This is what sends you those damn emails right here. That's big on consumer discretionary, okay? So Intel and Applied Materials, chips, right? Chips. This will offset each other, chips. Healthcare and consumer discretionary and Fed. The point of catalysts is to find the shotgun approach to what's moving the market. It's not to itemize. It's the opposite. It's to bring together because chip stocks have more influence than applied materials. You see what I'm saying? Multiple. So we got Fed data. We got Fed data today, right? Speaking of Fed data, we got Fed data today. We got Fed data today coming out in a minute. Fed data. Trump, you can, if you want to put that in there, you can, although I don't think it'll have any meaningful today. You remember, Cam? Salesforce was an elephant gun when we needed an air rifle. Very expensive to implement. It was a huge mistake. We made a huge mistake by doing it. Huge mistake. Okay? But not here nor there. Only took 2 years of our life from the company. And so retail sales, industrial production, all of this Fed data, just say Fed data. You don't have to itemize it. And I'm not seeing anything in the bond market. Nothing. Let me know when it comes out. How many day trades do we get on SPY? Between 0 and 5 a day, James. Just depending on what happens in the market. Sometimes he's on, sometimes he's like an Energizer bunny, and sometimes there's no trades. Okay, here's the news. There's the news. We just had something come out. Per consensus. Remember I said I don't think it's going to impact the consumer yet. It's going to take a couple more months. First, the producer takes it up the chin. Then the consumer takes it up the chin. This is a very stable report. Nothing And then you have industrial production is going to be the next big one. This one we have to be very careful about. This one we do, but not seeing any news. So just a little bit of negative, nothing too bad. Again, wait for the 50-day right here. As soon as we break this level right here, it's going to hold. I think this is going to hold, but be careful here. Be careful here. If this breaks, the next level is not down to here. It just looks like we're consolidating right here. Just put a couple of these lines on here. Okay. All right. All right. So nothing really crazy, but the bond market isn't loving this. Not having really a big impact on the stock market. If anything, it's boosting it up. Yeah, not having a big impact on the stock market. No, no, not a big report. Not a big report. Let me just bring my thing back here. Okay. All right. So we got our catalysts out of the way. Empire State Survey, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. No, it didn't, Cam. It didn't kill it. The percentage went from 100% to 93. Didn't kill it at all. They're gonna have it. They're putting too much pressure on Powell. Okay, let's now talk about this. Yeah, the bond market. This is a nothing burger. Everybody's waiting for today's big, this right here. Retail sales data and a high stakes talks between US President Trump and Vladimir Putin. We're going to be watching consumer discretionary. We're going to be watching chips, and we're going to be watching healthcare very, very carefully. And again, here is the link for the VIP room where I will be breaking down the Pro Trader dashboard, which is the tool we use for the pit. And here's customer service live. And if you guys have installation questions, all that stuff, this is the place to go right here. All right. Okay, let's now break this down. Okay. Let's break this down. Vladimir Putin, yes. Tapestry plunged over 15% yesterday. They didn't do well. Clothing companies. Cisco didn't do well. The folks who took a time spread made 50% on it. You're welcome. I know that was one of the bonus trades I gave in the pit. The time spread. Folks have been doing very well on the bonus trades this week in the pit. Lilly rose 3%. We talked about these catalysts yesterday. As I'm going to hold until Monday if it does not recover. It just depends on what it does today. I'm going to give it a couple hours today, Adam. And if Roblox doesn't recover, it's worthless. It's worthless. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. But I want to see what it does next couple hours. PPI came out. Core PPI came out. Put a big wet blanket on the stock market. Although Trump is going to probably say that it's not real. It's fake news. I really don't care about that. It is what it is. Alberto said that it's still too soon for him to determine whether to support an interest rate cut. Asked whether a 50-point cut would be warranted, he said such a would be it ain't happening, folks. You're not going to get a 50 rate cut. You'll be lucky to get 2.5. Supported by current market environment, Dolly said that she is not in favor of a 0.50 rate cut, saying that would send off an urgency signal. And I don't feel about the strength of labor market. Yeah. No 0.50. There's a 92. This is what me and Cam were just talking about a minute ago. So it went from 100% to 92%, Cam. I don't know, John, but I'm sure he'll try to fire somebody. Okay. They're meeting in Alaska. I hope he brought his raincoat. It's raining there from what I understand. Trump cautioned there will be very harsh consequences. Oh, that's the funniest thing I've read. Very harsh consequences. Yes. Putin is really scared. You can tell Putin is really scared. Oy vey. God help us all. Retail sales data came out fine. Consumer sentiment is going to come out at 10 o'clock. Industrial production manufacturing data, that's going to be very important today. Manufacturing data is not going to be a big thing. Let's see what the bond market's doing. It's just kind of cooling off a little bit, but the Dow is not that weak. SPY's okay. RSP is up. It's up actually 0.18. It's doing pretty good. You can see right here. It's not doing bad at all. A lot of data, a lot of data. None of it's going to make any difference because of the meeting. You said there was a site that a gentleman did a daily update. Could you share it with us again? Oh, it was Zach's. It wasn't daily update. It just sometimes when he does an update. It was this right here when he does an update on earnings. All I said was is that so you don't have to subscribe to FactSet. That this guy just basically rips off FactSet. Every time FactSet does an update, he updates it right here. So you could see that a lot of it is a lot of it like right here. Look, August 8th was the last update, and the last update here was August 14th. So that's pretty accurate. I would be using this. But he just basically gets it from FactSet. He just shamelessly copies it from FactSet. So if you don't want to get FactSet, just go to Zach's, go all the way to the bottom left. I'm only telling you this because it's not originally from them. It's from FactSet. So instead of subscribing to FactSet, just get it from Zach's. He literally cuts it and pastes it. Okay? No, it was just a thing. Trump just remembers his fun days on The Apprentice and loves to tell people they're fired. All right, Europe is up a little bit this morning as the U.S.-Russia summit could serve as a first step towards brokering a peace deal. I'm very cautiously optimistic. China ended higher today. Weak economic data from country bolstered expectations of new stimulus measures. They're doing pretty good. I mean, look at this. They're doing pretty good. They're holding on pretty good. They're near all-time swing highs, 3.5-year high. Uh, China is planning to mobilize companies owned by central government to purchase unsold homes from struggling property developers. That would be fantastic. Japan closed sharply higher, posting new record highs. Interest rates. I warned you about this a couple of years ago. After the nation's economy expanded faster than the expected last quarter, financial stocks led the gains. Very, very good. Supported by expectations, the Bank of Japan rate hike might come sooner than later. There you go. Right, exactly, Eagle Beagle. I'm going to tell you, there's one thing I could tell you 100%. Putin is not afraid of Trump. That I could promise you. He's not afraid of Trump. He's not intimidated or afraid of Trump. If he was, this war would be over a long time ago. I already talked about the catalysts. Yes, the pit is a subscription. So, folks, real quick, today at noon, I will be doing a presentation of the Pro Trader dashboard. That is the tool that I use to find trades for the pit. The pit is a program that has my highest win rate. That's the program that allows me to be myself. I don't have to follow any kind of rules. I could just be myself. How did the pit start? 2 summers ago, I did in the free Telegram channels 160 trades with a 96% win rate. I did them for free. After I did those trades, people said, you have to launch this program. I launched a program called The Pit that does exactly the same thing. I give stock watch list stocks. I give actionable alerts with entries and exits, and I give bonus strangle straddles, time spreads. What else do I do? Time spreads, strangle straddle, time spreads, and directional trades. It's all I do in there. If it's not a directional trade, then it's a bonus trade, and I give you all the details. If it's a regular trade, I just tell you how to pick the option for it. Real simple. And usually in the VIP room, we talk about how to find debit spreads and things like that. It is the pit is my premium service. This is what Uncle Roger is capable of service. On the official trades, we've had 4 losers this year. We've had 3 losers this year, but I'll probably end up taking Roblox today, which will be our 4th loser this year. And we typically do 4 to 7 trades per week. And that'll be my first loser in 45 days. And my last loser was Lulu, which I didn't give 1 extra day and it would have been a winner. So, and I had so few trades that I actually remember all my losers this year. Datadog, Home Depot, what was the one I just mentioned a minute ago? Home Depot, Datadog, Lulu, and maybe today Roblox. And that's how Uncle Roger rolls, okay? We'll be talking about that in the VIP room today, and I'll be showing you all of the ways I trade for the pit there. Here is the link. And people would tell, let me ask you guys, would you tell the people here who don't have the pit a true representation of the pit? Would you say there is nothing like the pit anywhere remotely even close in this planet out there? Just let them know. We got only about 650 people here. You'll never get over Lulu. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Yeah, and the reason he's saying that is, look, let me show you what happened with Lulu. So we got in right here. Look at what happened with Lulu. We got in right here, right here, right here, right there, right? It was an A-line breakdown. We got in right here, and we got stopped out right here, right here. Look, right here. It was trading above the 15-day EMA. I had to follow the rules. And then look at what happened. That's the third loser we took. And this is the one we're probably going to take today unless we see a miracle. Right here, because it's below the 15 days. So I would really want to see it bounce off this VWAP aggressively the first couple hours of the morning. So Steven says, the pit is the best. I just got in and making money already. If you're not in the pit, you're missing the greatest trading forum I know of. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's the exact opposite of the pits. You will have no regrets. Thank you, guys. SLBK was not a pit trade, Kent. Why are you now? This is what I'm talking about. Somebody just likes to shit on me. Was SBLK a pit trade? No. Ken, get your facts straight. SBLK was not a pit trade. If you're gonna say pit trades, then put actual pit trades in there. I don't know, Chirag. You're gonna have to call customer service. And then Ken Malone decides to put a trade in there that's not a pit trade. That's great. That's great. He can't find any losers, so he invents one. SBLK. Really, Ken? It was a pit trade? Not a pit trade, buddy. Well, there you go. It's awesome to just do it. Yeah, there's nothing like the pit. If you guys want me 8 hours a day, that's the pit. Okay, so enough advertising. Let's talk monkey business. What sector is leading right now? Communication services. It's so good that Ken Malone has to create trades that are not in the pit to create the fifth loser. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen, Ken. At least get the program right and the trade right, okay? One second. Okay. All right. All right. Anyway, I don't remember, but we don't have a lot of losers in there. Okay, so right here, the green communication services, consumer discretionary, and infotech, that is still leading. Yeah, I don't remember that trade. Maybe, who the hell knows? Maybe he's right. Remember how we started the week? Let's go back a few days. I want to show you something. Consumer discretionary here. Consumer Bitcoin, retail, semiconductors, home builders, consumer discretionary, QQQ. Remember this? It was all on top, right? This is all speculative right here. Oh, we did take a loss in SBK. Okay, huh? Then I'm wrong. I believe Jill. We did. Okay, then five losses this year. Jill, I totally don't remember it. Thank you for that. Jill, I trust. Jill, I know well. Okay, thank you. Five losers this year. 5 losers. Home Depot, D-Dog, SBLK, which I don't remember to save my life, and maybe today Roblox. But that's out of 100 and something trades. Maybe more. Okay. So remember they were leading. So you were right. I apologize. Ken, I'm apologizing to you. I'm officially apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to you. Sorry, Ken. I just don't remember that trade to save my life. I don't remember that trade to save my life. So my apology, Ken. Um, when was that? That was in April. Let's see, May, June, July, August. Okay, that was 4 months ago. Okay, so remember we were here, how everything looked really pretty? And look at it now. Look where technology is. Look where QQQ is. See how it's coming. Look where consumer discretionary is. Look where mid caps are. It's starting. The blue chips are starting to make their way in here, and you could see that by the fragmentation we have here, by the Dow gaining 255 points, Nasdaq losing. You can also see that by this. We've been having sector rotation, as I told you 2 days ago we would. We're having smaller stocks. The problem is it's not going into the smaller tech stocks. It's going into the smaller blue chip stocks. Technology is not seeing it. Look. See? Very, very modest. Very modest. So we're seeing upside in the healthcare, in the financials, and the retail, but it's not making itself I just don't remember. I just don't remember that trade at all. I remember Home Depot, D-Dog, Lulu, and I remember and Roblox. I don't remember that SLBK. Hey, what do I don't have perfect memory. Maybe I blocked it out, right? But anyhow, notice where technology and QQQ is. It's right here now. It's right here. It's not leading anymore. So we have more of this. We have more of this. We have more of this. Now, how do we put everything together? Well, we don't have directional bias. Also, I want to show you something else, and this is scary, okay? This is pretty scary. Yeah, I don't remember that trade. Honestly, I just don't remember that SPLK for the life of me, man. Was it a long or a short? Can anybody tell me? Was it a long or a short? Yeah, Ken. I'm sorry, Ken. My apology to you, Ken. Ken Malone, I apologize to you. I apologize to you, but I don't remember it at all. Cam is seeing a therapist about SFJ. Oh, of course. I just don't remember it. I'd like to remember it at least, but I don't remember it. Still fit on one hand. Yep. After a year, after 2/3 of the way into the year, we still can fit all the losses on one hand. That's the key. That's the key, really. Okay, so I'm not seeing a lot of clarity here. Let's focus on this, folks. This is really important. I don't have a lot of time. I have to get to work, or Clyde is going to be, writing a report against me, or Baby Louie. Baby Louie will be writing a negative report about me. Let's. All right. So we're kind of mixed. Now, folks, it's Friday. Yes, I need a year of therapy to get or another. Exactly. Yes, yes. Soler, that's on your end. It's on your end. Arturo says, regardless of whether it's 5 or 50, the gains on the pit outturn them all, even in Ron Richard members of our tribe. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Arturo. Missed that trade, still only 4. Check. If we take Roblox. See, we're already preemptively counting a trade we haven't closed out yet. I have too much fun with you guys. I can hang out and just sit here and chat all day with you guys. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. I really do. So what do I think is happening today? Well, let me show you. I think we're going to be in a typical Friday. Now, so folks, let's talk money here. Fridays are usually two things happen on Fridays. Two things usually happen on Fridays. Fridays are usually really calm, quiet days, or Fridays are really crazy days. You typically do not see anything in between on Fridays. So usually Friday will end with a big bang. We'll start with a big bang, and then an hour into the session, it'll just kind of fizzle out. And by noon, by lunchtime, it's just dead. Or Friday becomes very unexpected and becomes a huge, huge move. Now, because of, or try to reload the page. Try to reload the page here. Try to reload this. Usually when you reload it, or you may be muted. You might have muted yourself. But here's the link to this webinar we're watching right now. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you. So I don't think OPEX is today. I think OPEX is next week, Zen. Hold on. No, next week is triple witching. Hold on. Triple witch here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Don't give people wrong information, please. Don't give people wrong information. Who was it that said today's triple witching? Zen. It's not. It's not. Today is not triple witching. We don't have triple witching. Okay. It's not the third Thursday. It's not the third Thursday of the month. Next week. Next week. Okay. If I use just math, I only have one TP loss and maybe two Roblox. There you go. Huh. Look at that, Eagle Beagle. Yes, Michael, we're gonna be liquidating it. As soon as it opens, I want to see what it does, and we'll be liquidating it. So I think we're seeing more sector rotation. So why do I think the market is going to be fragmented today? Why do I think the market is going to why do I think the market is going to why do I think the market is going to just crap out today, not do much? I'll tell you why. Because I think because commodities are not moving a lot. The bond market is consolidating around here. It's got the 50-day support. Most importantly, we have fragmentation. We have major fragmentation. What do I always tell you when we have fragmentation? Don't expect a lot from the market. Why? Let me explain to you why. Majority of institutional money buys in the form of baskets. Institutions don't go buying one stock. They do what's called baskets. They buy baskets of stocks. They press a button and they do baskets, and the baskets take into account ATR. They take into account the volatility, okay? Because if you're going to have four stocks, you want to make sure they have equal exposure. You know how you guys send me an email? I took a big loss on this stock. I took a big loss. It shouldn't be that way. You should be equalizing your exposure. In other words, you should be putting 1,000 into each trade or 2,000 into each trade, or doing volatility the way they do. I don't want to get into this right now. It would take me forever and it wouldn't do you any good. Point is this. The point is this. Is that when you have institutions buying a stock that's down on the day, it's in the S&P 500, and one that's up, it'll ground everything. This will offset the gains that we're seeing here. And the gains here will be offset by this. You see, they offset each other. They mute each other. They ground each other. Does that make sense? They ground each other. That's a problem. So I've talked about this many, many times. It's a Friday. We're seeing a lot of sector rotation. Notice how we saw money going into RSP, equal weighted SPY. MAGs were coming off. This is more evidence of that. See, look at mega caps right now. Look at mega caps, just sideways. This cannot continue going very much higher without this participating. And that's what it started doing. So we're seeing a rotation back into S&P 500 stocks, not mega caps, S&P 500 stocks at the expense of some technology stocks, mostly chips today. So you're going to have a market today where you're going to have XLV doing this. Look and pay attention. You're not going to learn this. Look at XLV. It's up 1.37. It's already above the 100-day line. This is this morning, okay? And look at SMH. Down 1%. They're going to ground each other because the guy that's managing money for a multi-billion-dollar fund, his fund has stocks he has Nvidia and he has Pfizer. You understand? Capiche? He has Applied Materials. And he has Johnson & Johnson. And they're going to offset each other today. That's going to cause the market. Next month quad witching. You don't have quad witching. Quad witching is next month. So I'm not expecting a lot of volatility today. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not expecting a lot of volatility. So again, this will ground the S&P 500 because Nasdaq is going to go down, the Dow's going to go up, and this takes it in between. So you could see how this is going to be very muted. And again, it's Friday. One of two things is going to happen today. One of two things is going to happen today. This is going to start really picking up steam, and this is going to start correcting itself, or this will start losing steam, and this will increase its downside. What am I thinking today? I don't know. I don't know because it's been a really mixed chop. Why have I not been taking issued directional trades in the pit this week? CPI, PPI, sector rotation, and a lot of this. A lot of this, a lot of this. I'm watching out for you. That's why I've been giving you the straddles, the strangles, the time spreads. I haven't been giving you a lot of directional trades because the market is very much doing this right now. It's kind of in this range. We don't have we don't have we don't have much directional bias right now. Okay. We don't have a lot of directional bias right now. And that's a major, major problem. So what am I expecting for the market? Let's look at the market here. RSP, choppiness, choppiness today. QQQE, probably hitting off this level right here and just staying in this range. Mega caps. Well, mega caps want to continue going sideways, and I think they're going to continue doing exactly that. I don't think there's enough firepower on a Friday to move these unless we hear something from Trumpster and Putin. Okay. I think we're just going to move sideways. I think we have a lot of sideways action, which is why I'm not doing a lot of directional trades. You also, I want to show you something else that's a little scary. Put this into your mix, okay? Yesterday we had 470 stocks making 1 month highs. 470 stocks making 1 month highs. Today we have 138 stocks making 1 month highs. You don't have that huge momentum to the upside. Yesterday, you had 392 stocks making 90-day highs. Today, you have 131 stocks making 90-day highs. I'm not seeing that strong directional momentum. I'm not seeing that strong bias. I'm seeing more of a consolidation. I'm seeing more of a wait and see mode. Okay. So please be careful today. It's Friday. So it's Friday. We have a huge report that's going to come out after the market closes, the whole Putin Trump thing. We have divergence between the Dow and the Nasdaq, which means we have tech pushing down and blue chips pushing up. And we have a hell of a lot less stocks pointing up compared to yesterday. So Roger, why didn't you go long yesterday? Because yesterday we had 398 stocks coming into the day breaking out, ending the day with 131, which means 3 out of every 4 stocks I would have bought yesterday would have gone against me. Yes, 3 out of 4. We don't want to play that game. Okay. And to the downside, look, 16, 25. So we're getting back into this. We're getting back into this. Okay. And thank you, Richard. You literally took the words out of my mouth. And we're also right now in the middle of the most deadest part of the summer. Because kids are going back to school, parents are looking for things are starting to come back in, and it takes about till the second week of September for things to come back up. So we still have a good amount of buying coming in. We're definitely not in a bearish market. There's a lot of adjustments being made by institutions right now. And because of these adjustments to different sectors and different stocks, I think we're in a wait and see mode right now. And because it's Friday, because it's summer, because we have divergence, and because we have a lot less stocks breaking out than we did yesterday, I think we're going to consolidate. It is. It is. It is. Thank you, SM. He is beautiful. Thank you. His parents, baby Louis's parents, were on the Chanel advertisement and on Charmin's, the toilet paper, how they have those cute little cats. That was baby Louis and Bonnie's parents on those Chanel and Charmin's ads, just FYI. If you haven't seen them yet, you got to see baby Louis. I love my baby Louis. He's going to be the featured trader today. So there's baby Louis. How can you say no to baby Louis? All right, let me give you stocks that I'm looking at today. I'm going to start with the shorts and then I'm going to give you the longs, okay? And then I'm going to get out of Dodge. IoT, these are shorts. These are shorts. And don't forget, Customer Service Live and VIP room. I'm going to give you a link in a minute. IoT, ACI. I gave you this the other day too, by the way. ACI. He calms me down, baby Louis. He's very relaxing. And he's a very affectionate cat too. Yeah, you're right, Zen. Yeah, option expiration, not quad witching. Not quad witching. Quad witching is the big right here. EXE, HRB. Not really big on shorts right now either, by the way. It's a really weird, it's a really difficult. Like I know I shouldn't say this because I've been doing this for a very long time, but this is one of the most challenging market environments right now. TTD, I almost did a spread on this thing yesterday. Let's see if so far it was smart not to do anything on it. Okay, we'll see. Maybe I'll do a spread account a straddle on this thing. We'll see. The implied the ATR is like $7 on this thing. $6. And the spread that expires today was only like $1. I didn't want to do it because I didn't know if we were going to have a lot of stuff today going on. So I didn't do anything. But I wanted to. Reuters. I love this company. I love this company. They're not doing so well. Hopefully they're not going to get sued by anybody we know. Okay, long stocks, long stocks, long stocks. Yeah, he's adorable. Thank you, Candy. Yeah, he's as I said, his parents were in the Chanel commercials and Charmin's commercials. I like this stock, BP. I like this stock here, right off the 8 day. Yeah, my wife is calling me. 1 second. Uh, all right. Let's go CSX. Nice looking stock. Notice not tech stock. Please stay away from chip stocks today, folks. Whatever you do, stay away from chip stocks today. Uh, MP. I think we traded this last week or something, maybe for one or two shots. CTRE. Notice these are not tech stocks, not chip stocks. Johnson Johnson. This is a nice looking stock right now. Morgan Stanley and UBS, only one to a customer. I like financials right now. I do. I do like financials. We took Citibank, I think, yesterday in one of the programs. I don't know if we closed it yet or not, but I like financials right now. Haas. Me too, Eagle. It's a Jacksonville company. They're here. It's a railroad company here in Jacksonville. They have a big building in downtown Jacksonville. Railroads and insurance, health insurance. That's a big industries for Jacksonville. This is a nice looking stock right here, Hasbro. VIK looks great. And KLAC. I like KLAC. I wouldn't be touching chip stocks today. I'm just telling you right now. I would not be touching chip stocks today. Don't forget I even mentioned this stock. It had bad, just forget about it. Forget about this stock. We want it to break above the 50-day right here again. Okay. I may do a credit spread on this, a weekly cash flow on this thing right here, if it holds support here. Anyway, I'm just talking to myself. Okay, so let me tell you what my agenda is. Besides showing you Baby Louie, what my agenda for the VIP room today is. My agenda for today is basically how I use the Pro Trader dashboard to find. I gave the stock. I gave them first thing this morning. I don't know, Brent, but I will be closing it out if it doesn't start to rally in the first hour or two. I'm done with it. I'm just giving you heads up right now. I don't usually do anything in the open, but I'll be liquidating that thing today. So why I created the Pro Trader dashboard, why I rely on the Pro Trader dashboard every minute of the day for pit trades, how I've additions that have been made to the Pro Trader dashboard, using the Pro Trader dashboard to find short-term and long-term plays, finding the strongest stocks right now. Me and your brother Cam are going to have a lot of fun today in the VIP room. How to use the Pro Trader dashboard to find swing trades, and how to find the hottest relative strength stocks. And most importantly, how I use it for both day trades and swing trades, and how I use it to find ideas for all other trades, including strangles and straddles. So I'll be talking about that today. The link is right here. The link is right here. Raleigh will be hosting me, Cam's brother. And also, folks, don't forget, Customer Service Live, the most important place for you guys to go. Customer Service Live, okay? There you guys go. I already gave my morning picks, PPSI, PGen, and PMNT. Let's see how they're doing right now real quick. We got PPSI, we got PGen, and we got PMNT. And we'll see how they do during the session. All right, guys, thank you so much. My email is Roger. Cam can come in there anytime he wants. RogerScott.com, and so can Gustavo. You guys can come in there anytime you want. RogerScott.com. Please, no customer service emails, trading questions. And I will see you guys at noon. Have a great Friday. And please be careful today. This is not a time to be a hero. This is not a time to be a hero. Institutions are going to be muted because everybody's going to be waiting to see what happens today. And also, we have the retail sales report. I think it's the retail. No, not the retail sales. We have the consumer sentiment. Excuse me, consumer sentiment. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys. Have a great day. All right, baby Louie. It looks like you and me are going to be going to work today. All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Please be careful today. It's Friday, and I don't think it's going to be a crazy Friday.